Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction options. Building.
Waiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction
At once.
complete.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction options. Building. On hold. Cancelled.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction
Yes, sir.
complete.
Acknowledged.
Construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Acknowledged.
Construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Reporting.
ready.
Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Agreed. Yes, sir.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Construction complete. Construction options. Unit ready. Building. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, acknowledged.
Unit
Waiting.
ready.
Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unable to comply. Building in progress.
Vehicle reporting.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Insufficient funds. On hold. Cancel.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building.
Reporting. Waiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Vehicle. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Vehicle report. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle report. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building. On hold.
Waiting.
Cancel.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Awaiting affirmative. Awaiting acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting order. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here.
Waiting orders. Acknowledged.
Building. On hold. Cancel. Building.
Awaiting orders. Reporting. Vehicle reporting.
Building. Construction complete. Construction options. Unit ready.
Report acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Wait.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
On hold. Cancel.
Yes, sir. Affirm. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Building. On hold. Cancel.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Waiting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting orders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Reporting.
lost.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Reporting. Vehicle reporting. Reporting. sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting orders. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Vehicle affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. 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 Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes,
Unit
sir.
lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Report. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Vehicle. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Reporting.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Silos needed.
Acknowledged.
Building. Building. Silos needed.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Affirmative. Report affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Report affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Awaiting
Building.
orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Waiting orders. Waiting or affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. Agreed. Very well.
Unit
Reporting.
lost.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
ready.
Acknowledged. Waiting for
Unit
acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Very well. Of course.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete. Unit lost. Cannot deploy here.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Vehicle affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Very well.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Vehicle. Acknowledged. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting orders. Yes, sir. No, affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Waiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle report acknowledged. Vehicle acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit
Ready
ready.
and waiting. Very well.
Building. Construction complete.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Building. Unit lost.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit
Vehicle.
lost.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost. Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Waiting orders.
Unit lost.
Reporting.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Waiting orders. Yes,
Unit
affirmative.
ready.
Vehicle report. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. 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 Yes,
Unit
affirmative.
ready.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Vehicle acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Awaiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Awaiting.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Vehicle report.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes,
Unit
reporting.
lost.
Yes, sir.
Our base
Sir?
is under
At
attack.
once.
Unit
At
lost.
once.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Building. Unit lost.
Reporting.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Ready and waiting.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building. Unit
Acknowledge.
lost.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Awaiting orders.
lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Building.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building. Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Building. Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Acknowledged. Reporting.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. At
Unit
once.
lost. Unit lost.
Affirmative. 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 Yes,
Unit
very well.
lost.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Reporting.
lost.
Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.